seniors and juniors across America are constantly faced with the question of life after high school. With so many options to choose from and so many stressors pulling us towards certain options, it can be overwhelming. So, I'm Adriana, this is Tyrone, Thomas, Scott, and Tanya, and all together we researched different topics and evaluated them based on the price versus value. So, the most popular option is college. And then many of you are probably thinking about going to college. Well, that's true because in 2013, 66% of seniors were already enrolled or planning to enroll in the fall semester. Well, it's popular because it has so many strengths to it, including higher wages, which from a high school diploma to a bachelor's diploma, there's a $700 difference in salaries. And there's also high skill jobs associated with those who have graduated from college. And those high skill jobs are shown by the 60% of jobs that require at least an associate's degree. And there's also a high quality of knowledge and learned in college, which enhances the skills in the workforce, which is attractive to employers. But there are also many weaknesses, which lead to our high cost and limited success. High cost, tuition, food, and board, all amounted are $55,000, and then all across America, the national average is $1 trillion. And then there's also limited success after college, so all that money may not pay off, because there's lesser job availability in the workforce, and of those who did manage to find jobs, over 50% found that their salaries were lower than expected. So is college really the best option?
Now let's look at trade schools, which can also be called technical schools or vocational schools. This is another important option when looking at which course you want to take after high school. Trade schools have an emphasis on blue-collar jobs, which usually involve manual labor. Examples of these could be automotive, culinary arts, plumbing, electrical work, carpentry, etc. Jobs that may require technical education have high demand throughout the nation. As educational journalist Mark Phillips said, many of the skills most need to compete in the global market of the 21st century are tech skills that fall into the technical/vocational area. Now let's look at some numbers. The average cost of a trade school is about $33,000, which is significantly cheaper than the four-year university, which Adriana previously stated was $45,000 just for their tuition. Certification and completion of a trade school can be completed quicker than a four-year university because they don't follow the same scheduling and semesters that a university does. Most vocational tech schools offer programs that are relatively short that usually take 1.5 to 2 years to complete. The quicker completion can lead to joining the workforce faster, paying off debts, and then expanding and developing your career at a faster pace.
Apprenticeship programs are often considered quite similar to technical schools. Apprenticeship programs combine classroom instruction with supervised on-the-job training. One thing that is unique about apprenticeship programs is that apprentices get paid wages. With apprentices being paid wages, you might be asking, how much does it cost for an apprentice to join the program? The answer is that the companies that sponsor the program, key noteworthy ones being UPS or CVS, will pay for the program. They'll pay for the cost of the apprentice wages, the cost of instruction, and the cost of the supervision. Even after you complete the program, there are significant benefits that you can get from it. One is the certificate of completion. If your program is registered with the United States Department of Labor, your certificate of completion is transferable anywhere throughout the United States, ensuring that you don't have to go through the inconvenient process of redoing a class if you decide to move. Another benefit of apprenticeship training is that you also have the capability of earning college credit. Over time, this credit can add up, and it's possible to even earn an associate's or even a bachelor's degree while you're in training. Essentially, meaning that you can earn college credit while you're not in college. On the fiscal side of things are also great too. In 2008, the average journeyman, which is an apprentice who has finished their training, made $23.94 an hour and annually made $49,795. This is much higher than the average personal income of that time, which was only $40,947. As you can see, apprenticeship is clearly a valuable option.
One fairly overlooked option is that of the military. This is because of the violent graphic bias cast on the military by modern day media. The truth of the of the matter, however, is that a post-secondary military education is actually a very valuable path to go. First off, the United States houses 3 of the most prestigious military academies in the world: West Point, Air Force Academy, and the Naval Academy. As previously stated by Adriana and Thomas, money is the most important factor to a student when deciding on a college. In military academies, however, there is no cost associated. Tuition, room and board, medical costs, they are all covered by the military. Another pro is that life after graduation. Academy graduates are guaranteed a job in the military upon their graduation due to their military obligations. Furthermore, once a graduate returns to civilian life, the accolades they carry from the service give them an automatic advantage over their competition in applying for a job due to the prestige of serving in the military. Now, while military lifestyle is one of the tougher things of attending the military, it is, in one simple word, intense. From the average night of 3 to 5 hours of sleep to various training exercises such as this one, it takes a special kind of person to enroll in a military academy. Furthermore, physical and mental injuries occur frequently. Ranging from firearms accidents to PTSD from fighting on the front line, military academy graduates are no safer than the common enlisted soldiers. Finally, the military academies have the lowest acceptance rate of all the colleges in America. Out of 2012, West Point has a mere 9% acceptance rate. The Air Force Academy has a 9.9% acceptance rate. The Naval Academy has a 6.8% acceptance rate. So, while the military post-secondary value by the numbers outweighs the price is different and unique to each individual person.
Another option is to not receive any post-secondary education. When a person chooses not to further their education, they are good to pay for anything, so there are no immediate costs. But they do not have a greater chance of facing financial instability in the future. About 2/3 of millennials who are on the long-term financial downside do not have a college degree. And these people, on average, are going to be earning about 20 grand a year, which makes it hard for them to maintain a basic lifestyle compared to the $46,000 a person with a bachelor's degree would earn. Choosing not to further education past high school can also severely limit an individual's options on the amount of successful career paths available. For example, the founder of the social media platform Tumblr, David Karp, is a self-made millionaire who has dropped out of high school at a young age. So there is a possibility of succeeding financially without a high school diploma or academic degree, but it is very unlikely, especially considering that the majority of well-paid jobs available will require some sort of degree or further education. Now, without an academic degree of some sort, the chances of being unemployed also increase as well. The current unemployment rate of a person who has attained a bachelor's degree or higher is about 4%, while 12% of the unemployed population are made up of people who have only earned about their high school diploma, as you can see from this graph. So while there is no cost in choosing not to further one's education, I believe there are negative aspects which decrease the value of this option.
In the end, all of the research came to one conclusion. Whether you choose to enroll in college, become an apprentice, go to tech school, or enter a military academy, as long as you choose a post-secondary option, you're going to benefit. Each program has your own pros and cons that must be weighed. What is important is that you have knowledge on these pros and cons so that you can make a decision that goes along with your lifestyle. There is no one right answer. Thank you.
I think you're probably talking to an audience that agrees with you on that. If you guys had more time, what additional research would you wish you would have been able to conduct?
As far as the military goes, there are more than just the 3 academies I talked about. There's also many smaller schools, such as the Citadel, which is an Army school, and also ROTC and JROTC programs in not only colleges, but also high schools all across America. So given more time, I think I would have liked to expand upon that subject.
Thank you. Before you began all this research, was there one particular bit of information you're looking for? And then how would that have steered your project?
Well, a lot of what I was looking for was, because I did trade school, and that's something I realize is becoming a higher trend than the traditional route of college, because a lot of people think college is the only route. So I really wanted to look into trade school and even military or apprenticeship, which is something that's really not considered like traditional. So I really want to look into those and see how viable those options were compared to the practical, the traditional university route.
And did that steer your research at all after that?
Yeah, I realized that college isn't the only thing. There's a lot of other different routes that that you can really get the same outcome with for maybe a different price or value.
What advice would you have for someone who wanted to do continued research in this? Because I think this is something every high school junior and senior is doing.
I would say that college is not always going to be the main answer to everybody's question. There are other options that yield results, if not better, like apprenticeship or trade school. So,
Let me jump on that. As a junior in high school, do you feel pressured by parents or school, the school that you go to push you towards going to a four-year school? Okay. Thank you for being concise. Can you give specifics from a source that you use to help you say, okay, this is a source I use, this is what it taught me?
Well, most information about apprenticeship training came from the United States Department of Labor, and they had the statistics for the average hourly and annual wages for the apprentices on their very page.
Does that, looking at money, this is still for you, looking at money, does that help you decide what you want to do and the path you want to do?
I kind of feel it does because at the end of the day, when you think of a career, like one of the most important things is money. How am I going to live the lifestyle I want to live when I pursue a certain career? Like, you may want to go down a certain career path, but if you can't make enough money to live a comfortable life, then you're not gonna, it's gonna make it less attractive to you.
Okay. And explain the level of certainty you have about your overall conclusion.
Well, everybody's different, and through the research we learned that college isn't the best option for everybody. So it really depends on the person, and though college may be the most popular option, it's certainly not the only one for success.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.